I think we should get 65% of it.
67.
And you should get 66.
68.
What do you think about Ohio State demanding more unequal revenue from the Big Ten? It's like you already have everything. You have it all. You do not need to destabilize the league.
You see those pictures of UCLA, what UCLA is playing in front of?
Yeah.
It's less than a MAC school.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's weird, our beloved sport. Welcome back to the Heart of the Rivalry, the show that covers that beloved sport. The Blades college football show covering Ohio State, Michigan, Toledo, and Bowling Green. We were talking before the show that this is a frivolous show, that it could be Heart of the Frivolry,
yeah.
Right? But I wondered, the people who listen to this show, what do you think that they are? Those are rivalers?
Yeah.
Revelers?
What did Jim Rome used to call his people? It was something stupid.
I vaguely remember what you're talking about.
But
it wasn't like roamers. It wasn't.
Yeah, it was. Oh my God.
This is going to drive you crazy.
Okay, let me put this
Look
down.
it up real quick. We'll edit this out.
Did you like Jim Rome?
I listened to Jim Rome
back in the day.
I
didn't realize how young he was back then because he's not old now.
He was a kind of pioneer.
Yeah. But 25 years ago, he must have been late 20s because he's not old now.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I thought he was 50 then.
He has that TV aging plateau where he seemingly is
his Chris Everett interview.
Yeah, that's the famous
Chris. one. Oh, Philip. Don't call me Philip.
Call me Phyllis. Try it. This is why we need a third producer who just sits there and clacks on the keyboard.
Yeah, clones.
The clones.
Remember that? Yeah. Remember he used to do the shows where he would go to various cities, like the road show?
Yeah.
I never went to one, but I thought it'd be cool.
We took this on the road. We took Heart of the Rivalry
That's
on the road.
Right.
We
that was awesome, for sure.
Yeah.
Got to do that again this year. Yeah. We should go up to Michigan Stadium this year.
I can't wait.
All right.
I'll see you there. You and me.
9-2 Ohio State versus 8-3 Michigan.
And all of our rivalers.
Absolutely. Okay. Our clones.
Okay, our clones. I would like to
our frivolers
submit that they might be the Hardy Boys.
That's good. That's good. I love the Hardy Boys growing up. I
Everybody does.
50 of those books.
Now that may be exclusionary to some part of our audience, but I'm pretty sure we're in a Hardy Boys dominated field.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. What's the famous Blade writer wrote Nancy Drew?
Yeah.
Isn't that kind of
Millie Benson?
The female version
Mildred
of
Wirt. It is indeed. Almost as revered as Millie Benson is Blade sports columnist David Briggs, and I am the radii to the center of the sphere of college football.
Oh boy.
Our Blade photographer, Phil Kaplan. The Heart of the Rivalry is sponsored, Dave.
Nice.
It's brought to you by Renewal by Andersen, the window replacement experts backed by over 120 years of quality and craftsmanship from consultation to installation. Renewal by Andersen makes upgrading your home easy, beautiful, and worry-free. And then when you're out of your home, you can head on down to Dale's Bar and Grill in Maumee. Whether you're looking for a table for the whole family or just a bar stool to catch the game, Dale's has you covered with a full menu of sandwiches, wraps, and salads. Combine that with 21 beers on tap, and there's something everyone can enjoy.
Love Dale's.
Where did you go this weekend? Where in the world was David Briggs?
Phil, I went to Deutsch Perry Stadium for Bowling Green's homecoming game.
I believe that was the epicenter of college football. Maybe one of the most exciting home debuts for a coach in recent memory, certainly in decades memory in Bowling Green. Tell me about the scene.
His home FBS debut was a second game, but
fair enough.
It was a great scene. Bowling Green always does homecoming pretty well, but this was unique. I got in there about an hour and a half before the game and just rolling up. First of all, it's a great tailgating spot. There's just flat grass lots as far as the eye can see around the stadium.
Yeah.
And cars blanketed the entire mile radius. It's an awesome scene. You get into the stadium, just completely packed. Student section was electric. Bowling Green tells us about all the momentum they're riding. Back-to-back record-setting freshman classes, the Eddie George effect, Pudge the Cat. But it's, as I wrote, it's different telling us about all this or it's one thing to tell us about all that. It's another to show it. And on Saturday, we saw it all kind of in its full glory. This was kind of the beginning of the Eddie George vision come to life, packed house, big win, excitement in the air. I don't know what will happen the rest of the Eddie George era. I think it'll be successful. We've already seen that at the very least, there's a lot of competence there, just beyond the excitement we can see. Um, but already, I mean, just think of the publicity they've gotten so far from Pudge the Cat, from Eddie George, from the sellout crowd. So
Can't believe you
a
put
lot of
Pudge ahead of Eddie.
a lot of momentum at Bowling Green, and it was cool to see. It's a great team.
And the game, as one Dave Briggs wrote, was not the prettiest. They won't ship that off to the Hall of Fame for how to go about it, but
13 penalties on BG.
That said, people are excited, and it's a sport to draw out emotion and excitement. So, I mean, I'm happy for Bowling Green. I want to see them keep winning. I enjoyed reading that you say, oh, well, the product on the field looks competent. You love a coach that prioritizes special teams, but that Eddie calls them the special forces. I love that.
Yeah,
and they have good kickers.
And they're tough. I mean, they're a team that plays really good defense. They're tough on both lines of scrimmage. They want to just pound you running the ball. They're exactly what we would think of an Eddie George coach team. If they can kind of figure out, I know the quarterback, Drew Pine, this is his fourth school. If he can, I think Eddie George kind of said he gutted through a little bit of an injury. But if they can get the quarterback situation kind of in rhythm, this could be a really good team in the MAC hunt.
Well, speaking of the MAC hunt, the Rockets are still the predicted favorites, and they cruised past FCS school 60 zip and a bunch of highlights. I think that may have been the closest score I had to predicting right.
Yeah,
and I believe I put it in the triple digits.
Did you follow any of that?
We have No, I caught up in it in highlight and digest form, but we have blowouts abound. Yeah. But what can you take from a 60-0 drubbing?
Well, did you see? They were up. Toledo was up 3-0 after the first quarter, and then rolled off a cool 43 points in the second quarter.
I did not see that.
46-0 at halftime.
Shades
they went
of Doug
60-0. You might say Toledo went 0-60.
Let me get my notes. Let me get my notes out so here. 0-60
to zip win.
I don't know if you know this, but this guy here is a writer.
Is that Bill Shakespeare?
Is that Bill Shakespeare over there?
Yeah. So I mean, not much you can take from an FCS team. Toledo's obviously looked very good since the Kentucky game, and now they go into Western Michigan for a Big MAC opener. Kind of interesting. They are 14.5-point favorites. Toledo has not been favored by that many points since 2023 at home against Eastern Michigan. That was the game I went in the dunk tank. So we'll see if Toledo is the one that gets dunked this time, or if they continue to they covered against Eastern Michigan. I don't know if I expect them to cover. That's a big hook, but I do expect Toledo to get it done in a big early measuring stick game.
I don't know anything about spreads. I don't know anything about margins. Every time I see them, and I think, what is the obvious direction to go? I am proven wrong. So at this point, I'm here to tell you that Toledo is going to win exactly by 14.5 points. I'm just going with the house. Yeah. I'm aligning. Yeah. They're somehow going to get a half point, right. And that's what it is.
Oh, for sure.
Michigan cruises to a blowout. Mr. Everything, Underwood, Mr. Overwood gets healthy. What did you think about that?
I did not see any of the game, but it certainly seemed like they got back into rhythm in the Connor Stallions Bowl. A little bit of obviously overmatched, but you need to get that passing game going and get that confidence rolling heading into a huge game this week. So I think this will be another fascinating game. Michigan's a slight favorite. I might put Nebraska as a slight favorite, especially with Michigan not having their coach, Sharon Moore, second game of a 2-game suspension.
And who is coaching in his place, Dave?
Biff Poggi. But I thought it was funny what Ohio State fans are obviously having fun with the suspension. Sharon Moore is suspended 2 games this year, 1 game next year. So I saw after Michigan looked really good in his first game out, laying 1,000 points on Central. think the NCAA really hammered Michigan. They're forcing Sharon Moore to coach 10 games this year. They're upping the punishment. He has to coach 11 games this year, and then the punishment really goes up the year after that. He has to coach all the games. So, but
They're really sticking it.
No, we still believe in Sharon Moore.
Right now we believe in Biff.
We believe in Biff.
If you haven't seen Biff Poggi, he looks
yeah.
exactly the way you think somebody named Biff Poggi would look.
He kind of dressed up though. He used to wear that cutoff. I guess Michigan, a little bit of.
So you can't do that. That's some Charlotte stuff, man.
So that'd be great if Belichick came to Michigan. They told him, "Nope, you got to project the J. Crew image, man."
So speaking of projecting an image, the Ohio Bobcats travel to Columbus to play Ohio State and make a little bit of a game of it for a little bit. I think if you're Ohio State, you say, well, this is great. We still won, and now we have a bunch of stuff to work on.
Yeah. Ohio State struggled in the red zone early. They still pile up 600 yards of offense. So it's and they just kind of, once Ohio got it close, they just kind of decided enough is enough there.
Bo Jackson, back-to-back 100-yard games.
I have not followed their backup running back super closely. I did not realize he's not related to Bo Jackson.
I know his parents just liked it.
I know
it's funny.
But yeah, great nickname, great running back. He might
but
be
it's
the guy.
Not even a nickname; it's his name.
Right. I think. Well, is Bo his actual name?
I believe it is.
Okay, sorry, you can edit this out too. But this, but yeah, no, he looks
not
good.
Related to Vincent Bo Jackson. Original.
Yeah, I think. I mean, you can kind of go back to Toledo in the MAC race. I think it's kind of Ohio and Toledo. Even in defeat, Ohio. I mean, being down 3-4 points early in the third quarter. That's pretty impressive, given that's closer than Texas played them.
Yep.
At least for most of the game. And Ohio opens up with a close loss at Rutgers. They beat West Virginia week 2. Shout out West Virginia, get back on the winning track over Pittsburgh.
Well, an OU's quarterback,
big backyard brawl win for Rich Rod. And OU's quarterback Park Navarro is awesome. He's probably
Texas wishes they had a quarterback like that.
Yeah. How about Arch? I mean,
my God.
Is that confidence? Is he hurt? What is going on? I mean, what an absolute disaster. I know it's not fair to put all these expectations on somebody, but nobody, even if you thought he might struggle early, nobody expected this. This is crazy. 9 straight incompletions against Utah.
He looks like the kind of quarterback who last year was playing wide receiver.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, we got a little project here.
Right. He also played well on his spot starts last year, so something weird is going on.
Well, his release seems to be coming from under his shoulder pads rather than over and through. But I'm no quarterbacks.
The reporters of that, I mean, you can kind of see him grimacing through the helmet when he throws, and the reporter asked Texas coach Steve Sarkisian, we can kind of see him grimacing. Is he hurt? And Steve Sarkisian just kind of brushed it off. It's like, do I analyze your face while you're going to the bathroom? As if that's a response that will make Texas fans. Oh, okay. We'll just leave it alone, Coach. We're fine having one of the worst quarterbacks in the country through 3 weeks when we thought he was going to be the Heisman winner. But yeah, no, it's a I don't know. Kind of looks like he looks like Michigan circa 2024 quarterback a lot of the time.
Oh no. The best one yet. So we're going to go back to a time-honored tradition, the halftime segment, where we go off the field and look at some football and football-adjacent events. We here at The Blade recently completed a big high school football project called Under the Helmet. We went behind the scenes with the Whitmer Panthers and had a premiere at their school. I thought it came out pretty good. What did you think, Dave?
Yeah, I went to the premiere on last week. It was pretty cool. Got to see Coach Keller and some of the players, and I loved it. Was that the longest one yet? I think it was 27 minutes. But I mean, it wasn't. It went fast, which is the ultimate compliment. Last year was Perrysburg. The first year was St. John's,
and we produced a 12-minute documentary.
Okay. Yeah.
Last year was Perrysburg, and it was 17 minutes, and this year was 27 minutes.
This was the best one yet.
That was not the goal.
Critically acclaimed. Gonna have a lot of positive blurbs. I really liked it. What did you think was unique about this one compared to the first two?
Well, I thought that, first of all, both St. John's and Perrysburg certainly didn't prohibit any access.
Yeah.
But I thought that the access that the Whitmer coaches and players allowed me to get seemed to be sort of extra open. So that was nice. Just getting to know some of the players, and what they're going through, just in terms of what they want to accomplish, was pretty serious. Not that St. John's and Perrysburg players don't have serious aspirations, but the most college football talk I heard in any of the three was certainly through Whitmer Panthers players. Many, if not all of those players want to play at the next level. Even the ones that are playing JV, in their mind, they may think they have aspirations to continue on playing football beyond the high school level. So
Absolutely.
Whitmer's a serious program.
Yeah.
More 2,200 kids, Toledo's biggest school.
I couldn't believe the size of that Performing Arts Center. That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
It looks like
Their
the
theater
place
holds,
that would be like in the main theater in a city of 100,000.
their theater holds 1,300. We
Wow.
did not fill the theater, but my heart was full. Yeah.
So what's the
What'd you think of the part where I talked about the art and athletics overlap that satisfy your high-minded,
that was
the high concept that a Phil Kaplan project brings?
I loved it. What do you think for the next one? Like another big program like Central Catholic, or like a smaller town like Liberty Center, like where everyone gets behind and you can have those cool drone shots of the farmland and the field rising, and I can just picture the cinematic magic.
One thing that is not in any of this year's footage is drone shots, and so we're gonna add those in for next year. Central Catholic is always in the offing just because they're such a serious program. But I think doing something small after going big is probably the direction. I mean, we're talking a year from now, but Liberty Center is really serious. I've always loved the Whiteford, Michigan program.
What about an unserious program this time?
The kids come out of the trees.
Yeah,
An unserious program.
It'd be fun to do an unserious program.
Who's unserious in a fun way? The Browns.
You should pitch that. I'm going to go Cleveland Browns. I want to do it under the helmet. You guys have done Hard Knocks, so you're used to the cameras around. I think they would.
I'll show the Browns. I'll be like, you saw this Hard Knocks. You saw this Hard Knocks garbage from HBO. Why don't you see some real production value here?
I think you'd be a little more positive too. You don't need to address their struggles. It's more of getting ready for the season.
That's right.
Cleveland loves its Browns.
Keep it on the field. Cleveland does love its
Jimmy
Browns.
Haslam's just a great owner who wants nothing more than
off the field. That's off the field. We're not touching that. Yeah, he wants nothing but the best. That's right. That Browns game, I watched every down of that game, and I know that they lost 41-24. The score,
17.
or I thought it was 24.
I think it was 41-17.
It wasn't that close. It wasn't as close as 41-17, but also the defense is way better than 41-17.
Yeah.
It was the weirdest thing. It's like
the defense was great 2 years ago, though. I mean, they just have no offense.
They don't. Okay, as we look forward to this Saturday, I mean, I think we get a little reprieve. The Buckeyes are off. Toledo, who's Toledo going to? Western Michigan.
Kalamazoo,
Right.
Derek Jeter.
Yeah, that's right. I was telling you, I somehow it missed me that he was from Kalamazoo, Michigan.
Also,
you think he'll be in attendance?
He might be. He's a big Michigan fan, committed to play baseball there. But Kalamazoo, also the hometown of Dave Johnson, one of the stars from the hit CBS sitcom The Neighborhood. His fictional hometown.
Who does BG play?
BG is at Louisville, so that'll be. I think it's interesting with Bowling Green. Like Scott Loeffler, the former coach, would have definitely lost last week's game against Liberty that BG handled, one as a touchdown.
How do you say that?
Well, I mean, he always lost the games that they could win, and always won the games that were
seemed improbable.
Right.
Yeah.
At least early in the season, they would get into a role in that play. But he would have beaten either Cincinnati or Louisville in the non-conference play, and then made a complete egg against Liberty. So maybe we can have the best of both worlds of Bowling Green, and Eddie George will be consistent and pull off the big win. So we'll see Saturday. I'd expect Bowling Green to keep it close. I think speaking of lines, I believe they have covered in 9 of their last 10 games against Power 4 opponents. So Bowling Green always plays them tight, just like Toledo.
And you believe that Michigan is on the upset alert against Nebraska? Is that correct?
I do. I mean, you have a young quarterback. We saw how he looked in his first game on the road. Not going to have those same defensive troubles against Nebraska, I wouldn't think. And it's not a night game, but should be an electric scene in Lincoln. They think they have their best team in years. Yeah, I do. I do think Michigan is absolutely on upset alert. And I probably, if I was picking it today, I probably would pick Nebraska, I don't know, 27-24. I think Michigan's offense does get a little bit going, but I like Nebraska and just kind of their Super Bowl, this early season game. This is the kind of game they have not won in 10 years. So maybe this is the coming out party.
In this week's edition of Dave Briggs Picks an Upset Super Bowl, it is brought to you by Renewal by Andersen. Ready to transform your home? With Renewal by Andersen, buy one window or door and get another 40% off, but only through the end of the year. Schedule your free consultation today at renewalbyandersen.com. We should pick this is this team's Super Bowl every week.
Yeah, no, for sure. This is Western Michigan Super Bowl. They're playing the preseason MAC favorites.
Western Michigan Super Bowl can be watched at Dale's Bar and Grill. That's where you can catch that game.
Perfect. We love Dale's.
Dale's Bar and Grill in historic Uptown Maumee. Catch all the college football action as well as NFL and MLB playoffs at Dale's, one of the premier Buckeye bars in Northwest Ohio. Wolverines still welcome, but how about those guards, man? Making a push.
Looking good.
Making a push.
How about that sigh of relief for Detroit fans? Derek Skubal. All imaging is good. He is pitching Thursday for Detroit. So
I don't know what's going on with baseball where every pitcher seems to be required to get Tommy John surgery now. I think they're talking about lowering the mound again. Yeah. The guy who's going to take home the batting crown, is he hitting like 301?
Oh, yeah. There's
302. There's nobody hitting 300. Right. It used to be like 350.
Everybody, I mean, even 25 years ago, there were only a couple guys in the big leagues throwing 96, 97, 98. Now, everybody at the back end of every bullpen is throwing 97, 98, 99. It's unbelievable.
And it's not
they're just taught for just high max, especially in the bullpen. They're just taught go hard as possible for 20 pitches. It's outrageous.
We're going to bring in another guy in the 5th. We're going to bring in another guy in the 6th.
It's all speed training, just like golf swings. I mean, the speed training these guys do, it's unbelievable.
How was your golf swing?
It's all right. No, did not play well this week. But
I haven't been getting out on the course, but I've been practicing in my yard.
Okay.
And my dog.
You just hit it right into your house?
Yeah. I've got a little lengthy side yard. It's pretty good for chipping, nice. And I'm good enough that none of my windows or the neighbors' windows are in danger.
Okay, perfect.
And the dog is now retrieving
the
ball.
Nice.
So what I'm trying to do is lay that thing down as flat as possible and really cut it up into the air.
Sure.
So he can catch it out of the air. And he hit a couple of them.
Nice.
I don't know how good that is for his team.
Yeah, it's fine.
He's veterinary expert Dave Briggs, and I am animal husbandrist Phil Kaplan. We'll see you next week on the Heart of the Rivalry, the best college football show there is in the history of college football and shows. Think that's underselling it?
No, not really.
Neither does Dale's or Renewal by Andersen. Thanks, Dave.
God bless.
Go Bucks.
Go Bucks. Go Blue. Towns up.
Dun, 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 dun.
Go Rockets.